Alright everyone, and welcome to another week of League Racing highlights. And yeah, timestamps are in the description below. And first up then we've got Formula Xbox round 3 of the season then, and it is the Chinese Grand Prix. And yep, this is one that hoping to do quite well at, to be honest. I think this is one of my sort of stronger tracks on the game, and last year we did do quite well here. I think we finished 4th in the end, which isn't too bad, because if you remember that one, we had a pretty spectacular incident at turn 1. We got flipped over, and we somehow managed to get away with that one with no damage, I think. And yeah, we sort of had a drive through from right at the back of the field to come through in that one. So yeah, that was certainly an interesting one, and yeah, we'll be hoping that once again we show some good race pace around here, and I think we can do so. I'm certainly hoping we can, because Bahrain didn't quite go to plan really with that incident on lap 1, and obviously we dropped points in sort of the half race at the beginning of the season, but we do have that podium from Australia that is still putting us in a decent position at this point. As yeah, as you can see, we're on the soft tyres, so is Azar there, who's currently fastest. Most people running the soft tyre just because it's much more beneficial for strategy here. You can do a 2-stop if you start on the softs, whereas super soft you're pretty much locking yourself into a 3-stopper. But yeah, Galvanic Gamer decided to take that risk then and took pole position by nearly 7 tenths of a second then from Azar. And yeah, you can see most people not going for the super softs. We were down in 7th place then, not too bad. So yeah, we're ahead of some people on super soft as well. So yeah, I'm fairly happy with that then. The strategy, it's saying 2 medium stints. That should be alright, I would think, to get us this one. A dry race as well, so that is good to see. And yeah, it's going to come down then to the strategies, it looks like then, as going to now get ready for the start of this race then, and the lights are now coming up. Away we go then, and it is a pretty decent start then. Maybe we'd have had a better one if we'd been on super soft, but still we managed to stay ahead of those pointers for the time being. Then we're on the outside going into turn 1, and we'll see if we can follow this outside line around and maybe get the inside line for turn 2. We've gone a little bit too wide there though, and that one's the grass, but not really sure what was going on behind really, because no one seemed to really take advantage of that, and we managed to slot back in where we were then in a certain position. We see the 2 Sal was getting very close together there behind us for a second, as into the hairpin then, and Vapiku was going to die off for inside there. We luckily saw him coming, but that has hurt our momentum there and allowed Elusive Cab to get alongside us. But yeah, quite crucial to take that ready for Coop, because obviously he is, as I said, pretty much locking himself into a 3-stopper with that tyre choice there. But towards the end of the lap then, we're back in the slipstream of him, and we get the inside into the hairpin. Sort of turned in on us a little bit there when we were through, and sort of drifted us out wide a little bit there, and that did allow Feely to get through past him and now onto the back of us. And we're a bit behind them in the top 6 and across the line for the first time. We've got Feely all over the back of us then towards the first corner. We go defensive. It looks like we should be able to hang on to this one then, I would hope so. And yeah, that certainly looks the case, as towards turn 2 he's in fact lagged into us and we spun around, and it's just yet another just thing that we could do nothing about, nothing that anyone could do anything about, because this game's netcode is utter shite. So yeah, we're down to 13th position then, and yeah, we'll see if we can recover this then. But once again we find ourselves down amongst like where we don't want to be, pretty much, as we're battling them for 13th place, not what we wanted to be doing today. And yeah, we've got the midget now then. Nearly so we're going defensive, and looks like we've just about got enough then to hold on to this one. As up in front of us, the mighty midget is out the race then due to a lag incident, so that's going to be a place gain for us there. As yeah, across the line then, to begin the 3rd lap, and midget is all over the back of us still then. He's going to go to the inside in turn 1, but he's outbraked himself there and drifted straight past us and off the track, and that is looks like a sealed 11th place for us for the time being then, as looks like we were quite a bit quicker than Prototype Burgie during the early part of this race. He decided to start on the medium tyres then, so a bit of a different strategy there. Certainly better than starting on the super soft though, I would think, but yeah, he's run wide there, and that allows us to get ourselves back and into the points for the time being then. But yeah, we're 4 seconds off already of the top 9. So we do pit then on lap 6 for our stop. I think Hazel wanted to pit on lap 7, so I came in earlier. But still pretty much roundabout where you'd want to pit at this track. So yeah, we go on to medium tyres then. We'd gained some places already over people who run super soft and pitted, but obviously they'll get those positions back now then. And out of the pits then we come then in 12th position, still behind elusive Kev, but we did close in on him a bit towards the end of that stint. And in fact, round 10-1, he's running off the track there and we nearly followed him, but luckily we just about keep it on and managed to swoop in and take that 11th position off him for the time being. And yep, through we go then. And yeah, we skip then to the next lap where we caught up the back of Prototype Budge already then, so he's having a tough time on the mediums it looks like. And obviously we're on a fresher set now, so we'll try and go around the outside here then in the left-hander, get the inside for the right, and it looks like we've managed to make that work then. We're up into 9th position then. And yeah, Vapicoot next up the road. It takes us a couple laps to catch up to him then, and we're going to have DRS now then, so we should be able to get us one done then, and that is a little bit too easy there to be honest, because yeah, we hadn't even got to DRS and we were already like alongside him. So yeah, through we go then, but that allows him to get back into the slipstream, and he's going to dive up for inside. We luckily see him coming there, and yeah, we've got a decent run now out of the corner, so maybe out of the final corner we can get a nice slingshot here. We're going to go wide and then sort of cut back across the apex, and yeah, there we go, get a fantastic drive out of the corner, and yeah, we're going to breeze past him, and I don't think he's going to have much answer into turn 1. So through we go into what is now 7th place, and now there it looks like the first pit stops have shaken themselves out, as we do run a bit wide there in turn 1, but yeah, he's not going to get through there, and we maintain the position then for the time being. And yeah, I don't think he's going to be close enough to get us into the hairpin here, so it looks like we have maintained 7th place then for now, as he does have a think about it there, but he wasn't close enough. And we do pit then again on the end of lap 18, and there's no sound for the rest of the video unfortunately, because I was having some weird problems with my headset and controller. As you can see here, I was trying to like connect back to the party. Basically, even though I use a wheel, I have to use my controller for the headset, and it turned off just because it does, like after 15 minutes or something if you don't use it. So I put it back on, and then well, for whatever reason I couldn't talk in the party, so I was trying to sort that out, and then I did something, I can't remember what, and then it started playing the party through my TV, and I couldn't talk to them as we rejoin then just in front of Drastic Midget, and he spins out. But yeah, for the final part of this race then I just had the party chat playing through a TV, so yeah, I couldn't really put that into the video because it would not have sounded too good. But yeah, we were defending them from Galvanic Gamer, who went for a late stop onto the super soft tyres, then making that 3-stop not really work to be honest, because he started on pole position, but still he's going to close it to the back of us, and we're going defensive on medium tyres, and we're going to try and hang on to this one if we can. He's going to have a good run on us, so out of the hairpin and towards the final corner now. He may do a switchback like we did with Coop, but yeah, maybe we can hang on to this then. But yeah, as I was saying, just having a problem with the pad and trying to sort that out towards the end of the race, see if I could get back into the party chat. But anyway, yeah, we actually managed to maintain the place then for the time being, and yeah, continues to do so for a couple more laps then. So I was just sort of trying to slow down a little bit out of that section there, turns 12 and 13, try and like negate some of the advantage he would get on the fresh super softs as he sort of came out the corner. It did work to quite good effect, I do think. I don't think it was sort of anything like bad on my end, like bad driving, but yeah, he does eventually manage to get through, and we have a massive snap of oversteer out the hairpin, so yeah, no chance of flying that one back. On to the final lap then. I was still trying to get the pad working again, but it does look like 6th place, and not too bad a finish here then. As into the final corner, oh, and now the pad decides it wants to come to life, and it just throws me into the wall. So yeah, 6th place, not for much longer though, and yeah, we're trying to get back control then, because now the pad has said, fuck off wheel, I'm taking control now. So yeah, and now we're trying to drive it back. We've lost positions to Q and to Kev as well, and we had 6th place there comfortably, and now it's going to be 8th place. So yeah, that was great. And yeah, it's just sort of summed up a rather disappointing race really after that lag incident early on. And yeah, 8th place then. But there is a good side because our teammate did take the win, so that helps in the Constructors' Championship. Stunning ship on screen now, but I can't really remember what they are, so yeah, there's that. And that is it then for this week's Formula Xbox. Moving on then to the start of Season 3 of the Apollo League, and the first race is at Bahrain, and yeah, as you may have seen there, video started halfway, well, part of the way around a qualifying lap, and we've got front wing damage. Well, basically, we now do one-shot qualifying. That's new for Season 3. And yeah, my Elgato thingy didn't really start up until I was a few corners into the lap, and then my screen went black for a few seconds, and yeah, it came back to me there on the wall, and that's when the recording started. So yeah, season has got off to a great start then. We've got front wing damage, and we've lost like a few seconds in the wall of our first qualifying lap, on our only qualifying lap then of this first round of the season. So yeah, it can probably only get better from here then, as we're coming towards the end of the lap now then. And this is after everything that sort of felt like it went wrong in Season 2. It felt like just more of the same was about to happen here then, as we are going to come to the line then, and the fastest time's already been set there. We come to the line then, and we're down, not even on the first page results there. Feely took pole though from Jack Sparr, and CK was in 3rd. And our teammate Serlane, who was moved across with us from Ferrari to McLaren, because you can't have more than 2 seasons in a row at the same team, is there in 10th. We were 13th then in the end, so that is disappointing. But we're on the grid now then, the lights are coming on now. And Season 3 of the Apollo League is underway, and it is not the best start to be honest there though, and some yellow flags. I think someone didn't get away at the back there. But towards turn 1 we're going to take it nice and cautiously though, try not to get involved in a first lap instance. It's all getting a bit tight up ahead though. We've got Payne there spinning out, it looks like, and safety car is now deployed, and DLT has crashed after it was deployed, doing a bit of a Lance Stroll there. But yeah, I think that was because I think it's Grumpy Line who was on the grid at the back and just didn't get away, so not really sure what that was all about. But yeah, the safety car is now out, and we can probably now just go to the end on these, well, pit and then go to the end of the tyres, and then everyone just slows down in front of us. So yeah, we've now got a front wing change then to add on to that, so that is a shame, because that would have been a normal pit stop for us, and now we've got to have a wing change along with it. But I mean, at least we're not going to lose much time, but we're probably going to lose maybe a couple of positions because of that, so that is a shame for us there. As into the pits we come then to change the front wing and go on to the soft tyres, not the mediums, because I do think that, what with all the laps behind the safety car, we should be able to get to the end on this set of soft tyres, and they'll be quicker. So yeah, we're going to come out of the pits then in 12th position behind Frozen Gamer. Whole heap of cars to be honest, they're having to pit on the first lap because of damage, but I think some people going for a strategy as well. I think certainly CK did, I think Jack Sparr as well there, maybe, I'm not sure, I think he did. But yeah, we're getting ready for the restart then. It's not until the beginning of lap 5, so you can sort of see why I went for the soft tyres there instead of the mediums. As we're now getting ready then to go racing, and I'm not sure who was leading actually, may have still been Feed actually. I think quite a few of them actually gambled on sort of just staying out and pushing on the superstars for a few more laps. But yeah, we're back racing then again, and it's all getting very close there in front of us between, it looks like, Elusive Kev, Frozen Gamer and Jack Sparr. There's a bit of lag going on there with Frozen Gamer, it looks like, because he was all over the place, and then we sort of get hung out to drive there on the outside, and that may allow our teammate to actually have a look at us there. But yeah, he was a bit too far back for that to happen. And yeah, we're in behind Frozen then for the time being. I think about having a look there into turn 4, but not quite, as it looks like there's been contact between Jack and Kev there, and Kev has had a little bit of a spin, and that's allowed us to get through. And then Frozen still lagging quite a bit. We somehow don't get damage from that though, luckily, but yeah, that did hurt us a little bit there. At the end of the lap though, we put back up to the back of him there. We get into the slipstream then towards turn 1, and we're down the inside then on the brakes, and looks like we may just have been able to get us one then. He may still be there on the inside for turn 2, as there's been contact there between Q and Jack Spar, and they have both spun outside as us straight up then into 6th position, with some people still to pit as well, so it's good for us then as we're on the inside of Frozen then, and it looks like we are through for the time being and into 6th position. Now on then to, again, lap 7 where we're going defensive from him now, as we see up ahead is CK and Taz battling for position, and Frozen has managed to outbreak us there quite comfortably running outside into turn 1, and through he goes then as CK is in 4th, and I think the leader of those who have actually made their pit stop, I think the 3 at the front still have to pit, so yeah, it's looking good for us there, and I think Taz does have to pit as well, so it is, I think, me, Frozen and CK who are the effective leaders of this race at the time being, and it looks like Taz struggling quite a bit now on some used super sauce. We dive at the inside of Frozen there, sort of taking advantage a little bit of him sort of being caught up behind the Mercedes, and we dive through and we take 6th position back off him then, and yeah, later on in the lap then got against the back of Taz because we did lose a bit of time with that overtake there. He goes defensive, so we're going to try and go on the racing line and just drive around the outside into the final corner. It looks like we've managed to do that there, and we're through into 5th place, and there's some cars in the pits now then, so this will move us up to 3rd place with I think only Sint left to pit at the front. And look at this then, we've got both Taz and Frozen now then right behind us towards turn 1. They're both at the inside, 3 wide there nearly. It's Frozen who goes through, but then it looks like Taz has the best line there on the oldest tyres, and he's managed to retake 3rd position there, and we have dropped back down to 5th then, so a nice move there from Taz as we dive back at the inside of Frozen and into turn 4, and we're up into 4th there, and looks like no, he's still hanging in there, and through 5 and 6, and we've not really been left much space there. Maybe we should have backed out that one a little bit earlier, but still that has hurt us by about a second there, but I think the slow pace of sort of Taz on his old tyres was just allowed us to close right back up those straight away there, and we're right back onto the back of them then, but unfortunately Frozen has now overtaken him and already building up quite a big gap as we dive inside and into the final corner. I think Taz will surely be pitting on this lap, and I think he is, and I think Sint is pitting from the lead as well, so that actually puts us up then onto the podium now then, so looking pretty good then. But we've also got Elusive Kev going to the end of the race then, who is behind us and was just about within DRS range there I think, so got to watch out him there on the medium tyres. But yeah, our soft tyres held it well then. We in fact caught back up to Frozen, and we had one more shot here towards the final corner, but then we have a massive moment there. Maybe the tyres are a little bit more worn than we thought, and yeah, that was enough to stop any chance of us lunging at him into the final corner. But still 13th on the grid, and we're going to finish the first race of the season on the podium, and Bahrain not even that great a track for me, so quite happy with this one. And yeah, it's a good 3rd place then to start the season, with CK taking the win from Frozen, and us in 3rd. Last one for today then. Sorry I had to cut that one a little bit short there just at the end, but yeah, the final race for today then is round 2 of the season and the Baku Grand Prix, and obviously this one came straight after the previous one in Bahrain, so yeah, trying to keep that momentum going then. Got that podium in Bahrain, not a great track for me, so yeah, certainly hoping this one we can pull another decent result out of the bag. Obviously we somehow won this race last season, mainly due to everyone around us either making the wrong strategy or being unlucky with strategy because of that safety car, or just, you know, binning it in the barriers. I think there were a number of people who were a lot quicker than us in that race, but yeah, we somehow ended up first over the line after 13 laps. So yeah, you can see this lap is going terribly. We outbrake ourselves there, and it's like I was saying in that other video, I think it was the one before this, when we were in the F1 league, I just do not know where to brake for some of these corners, and it's like I either go too cautious or too aggressive, and yeah, either way I just lose a load of time. So yeah, this qualifying is probably not going to be very good for us then, unless a number of people have also binned it, which, you know, on one-shot qualifying is a possibility. Certainly does make things very interesting having one-shot qualifying, because you want to push, but you also don't really get a chance to get to sort of know your car really. So like if you take a risk, it can either pay off massively or hurt you. big time. So yeah, it's going to be certainly interesting over the course of the season. As you see, we're miles off there, and in fact it was but 3 seconds, I think, in the end, near enough, as Jack Spar took pole then from CK and Frozen there in the other Renault, and we were on the 4th row then, along with our teammate for this one. And yeah, we will hopefully be able to recover some places then as the lights coming on now. Away we go then, and it is a decent, not really good start from us there, as towards turn 1 we're on the inside here, but we've got Callum trying to run around the outside, and in fact there's been contact ahead since our teammate collected whatever it was. I think it was DLT actually. DLT and Sint there colliding, and unfortunately our teammate collected that and is out of the race. Safety car comes out straight away, and we will be pitting then for the soft tyres to the end of the race, because tyre wear isn't too bad at this track. So yeah, we should be able to now do soft tyres to the end rather comfortably, certainly more comfortably than we would have in Bahrain, and we certainly managed to do that fairly good effect, I would say. So yep, in we come then for that pit stop, one and only one of the race then, and we do come out then in 4th place. I'm not sure if we just jumped on there. I know someone stayed out. I think Vapakut stayed out, and that's going to have hurt him big time there. So yeah, I think we are going to be, oh no, we're going to stay in 4th then because he decides not to pit at this point. But yeah, we should effectively be 3rd place in this one, as we're getting ready for a restart, and it's such a pain how it does it here. Well, obviously the whole final sector is flat out, so there's not really much other way you can do it. As yeah, it's only CK left behind a little bit there, as Jack Spar looks like he's going to take lead into turn 1. We were just way too cautious there on the brakes. Once again, just showing that we just don't have a clue where to brake for most of the corners at this track. And yeah, he manages to stay ahead of us then, but didn't get the best run out of turn 2, so maybe we can close up to the back of him here. But as I say, we just don't know our braking zones very well, so it would be ambitious of us to try moving. In fact, we were braking probably way before we had to there, and yeah, we stayed 4th place then for the time being. And yeah, we had dropped back quite a bit a couple of laps later. Vapakut has made his pit stop now then, as Frozen is going to pass us then on the inside. And interestingly, on the medium tyres there, I wouldn't have gone for them personally, but yeah, considering how slow I am, it doesn't really make much difference there. And through he goes into 3rd position. Then we've got Payne now behind us, and yeah, on the same tyres. He'll probably close up to the back of us now then, and probably pass us into turn 3. And yep, it looks like he's going to go up the inside then, and we want to start brake ourselves there, just going into the corner, and through he goes into 4th position then. But still, looks like we got P5 here at least, so that would be very good for us, I think, in this one. But yeah, we do stay within DRS range of Payne, so maybe we can get him back here. We're on the outside for turn 1. We do break at a decent point there, but then obviously on the inside line he's always just going to move across there and sort of run inside track, so yeah, we couldn't get through there. Yeah, we will have DRS again though. That is sort of the benefit of this DRS at this track, so that is good for us. Then we got another sort of bite of the cherry, and yeah, we're nowhere near for it though, so yeah, that's not going to happen. But he has made a mistake and gone into the wall, and he does have quite a bit of front wing damage there. You saw a whole end plate missing, I think, and that is going to pretty much guarantee us 4th place in this race, I think, because I think Feely behind him had damage as well. And indeed, that is how it's going to be then. We are going to cross the line, it looks like, at the end of this final sector in 4th position. So a very strong start to the season, I think, for us. P3 and P4 were in the first 2 races at tracks I'm not that great at, so I'll certainly take that one indeed then. CK is going to take the win, and yeah, we come across the line in 4th position. I'm not sure what the standings are at this point, but yeah, I imagine we're doing quite well. Certainly CK has won the first 2 races, so he's going to be right there at the top, obviously on 50. But yeah, I'm not sure what about the rest. So I think Jack will be up there, still Frozen, but we will certainly be up there as well. So that is very good for us then. And that is it then for this week of highlights. Leave a like if you enjoyed it, let me know what you thought as well, and I shall see you next time. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.